All right, our CBS 21 News Political Insiders with us. We have Tony May here in the studio with us, and Charlie Giroux is joining us now on Skype. Hi, Charlie.
How are you this afternoon?
Very well, thanks.
Thanks for joining us, Charlie, and Tony as well. Let's start out with former City Controller Dan Miller. He ran for mayor of Harrisburg in the primary on the Democratic ticket. He lost, but he won the write-in votes on the Republican ticket, but he just announced yesterday that he will not run for Harrisburg mayor. Tony, let's start with you. Was this a surprising announcement to you?
The announcement itself that he wasn't going to run was not surprising, because it's a lot to do about ability to raise money, the ability to raise enough money to win, and he said he couldn't, and so that explains it and why I'm not surprised. But I was surprised by his sort of making it a personal issue rather than something for the good of the city of Harrisburg. It was all about him rather than about what would be best for the city, and he didn't as yet acknowledge that he lost the race on the basis of some pretty serious issues, as well as the financial factors.
Yeah, he simply laid out the money. He said Popenfuss and Nevin Midland could both outraise him, and he'd just have to keep asking for more. Charlie, your thoughts on this?
They mirrored Tony's on this occasion. I think he pretty well said it. It was a money issue for Dan Miller. Unfortunately, he chose to make it a little bit too personal. It should have been what's best for the city and its future, rather than a rehash of why he lost the mayoral primary.
All right, want to move on to House Speaker John Boehner. Charlie, we'll begin with you. He visited the Mid-State yesterday on behalf of Scott Perry, raising money for Congressman Scott Perry. In order to see him, it was $500 a ticket, and a lot of people were able to pay that money to go see him. Was this something that the Republican stronghold here wanted to see?
Well, anybody would like to see a national political leader when he comes to town, but it's not unusual to have fundraisers at pretty high prices. So this was a kind of a typical political fundraising scenario. The fact that he didn't take some time to say hello to the folks of Central Pennsylvania through the media was a little bit of a mistake, a missed opportunity in my judgment for him to talk about his message directly to the people of Central Pennsylvania, but a pretty short-lived story.
Boy, we've got to disagree on something tonight.
We'll figure it out. We'll get there.
I mean, it was surprising. This is, as you said, a Republican stronghold. People who wanted to hear from him. There were some demonstrators out there. Maybe that scared him away, but I can't believe that this is a tougher town than Washington, and he's available to the news media there.
And he talks to the media all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it was surprising to see that we didn't hear from him personally through the media, because I know a lot of folks would have wanted to hear what he had to say.
Charlie, back to you. Liquor Control Board has reported a record profit of $128 million. How do you think this is shaking out as we go toward liquor privatization and moves to draw up legislation for that?
Well, liquor privatization, top tier item when the legislature comes back in the fall. It's a good idea. It has been for decades, since one of Tony's old friends, Governor Milton Schaaf, first put it forth as an idea 4 decades ago. This news is really not anything that's particularly impacting on the discussion about privatization of the way.
But that's a lot of money, $128 million. That looks pretty good, right?
It does make a problem for people who say that they don't think that government should be in the liquor business, or that government should be in any business. This is a well-run organization. That's a 5.8% profit on gross income. They do a good job, and they put out a good product, and they're rewarded by increasing sales. I don't know whether we'll see privatization or not, but this sort of argues against the need for it.
All right, Tony, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you to Charlie in Chicago by Skype. I think we had just about reached the end of his Skype life there.
He was done. Yeah, he signed off. All right, thanks, guys. And you can see our political insiders every Tuesday right here on CBS 21 News at 5:30.